everybody, how are you today? Welcome to Impossible Life. Welcome back if you're joining us again. And today will be one of those interesting tech days. So I have to really thank amazing Clarine Mitchell for helping to introduce me to the miracles of why we go live with a webcam. So today, my webcam is probably feeling today's session title in the air tonight. It's deciding it's not sure it wants to work today. So, delighted to join you live. And please let me know where you're joining us from. Hey, Clarine, thank you so much. Hey, good energies in the house, whether the webcam is, is recognizing that it's attached to the computer or not. And I laugh all the time because the webcam not working is the only reason why I haven't had a chance to play the drum solo from In the Air tonight and kind of make my hair go crazy, which is kind of cool. Jen, we love tech issues because they're the reminder from the positive intelligence perspective, really stay fully present. So today, my hair will look like I've been dancing and jamming to the song In the Air tonight, which really reminds me of kind of a cool, you'd say, coming of age. And one of the reasons for today's title, which is a continuation of some of the musical session titles that we've been enjoying, is because it was music was my dad's love language, and I'm really leaning into it as we're celebrating life and as we're rebranding and stretching across the miles. But love to just thank you for joining us today. And thanks for saying hi live and saying hi on replays and saying hi in direct messages. Really appreciate you and your amazing energy. One of the reasons why I picked this song, we're in I always call it a fragile world. And people are, what do you mean fragile? And I appreciate it because a lot less people have been asking me recently, what did I mean by fragile world? And that, as Clarine saying, everything's a reminder. The checking of tech, the when you go in live, the remembering to mute your phone. This is truly live in Memorex, and thank you for your amazing energy. But Clarine is mentioning it, and I really appreciate her. The it really is, in a sense, about our transparency. It took me a really long time to to kind of figure out how I wanted to show up live. I was really nervous about it. And really the introvert in me, so we'll say the trained ambivert, because that's what friends would say, that the process of going live really just helped me like reset. And yes, Clarine, all the little details. And it's a good way to help expand our checklist, whether it's do you have your beverage for virtual toast? And this one's for you. So, whether you're celebrating life, birthday, milestones, kids being back to school, some good news, and maybe just a peaceful day, just this one's for you. In the process of In the Air tonight, I remembered today I needed another green beverage. So, for those of you who don't feel I should have toasted with water, here's something nice and green and healthy for you from an amazing place called Blend. One of the reasons why, in selecting this title In the Air tonight, we really feel change coming. We feel anticipation. We're looking forward to something, or in some cases, we're leaning back a little bit because we're not quite sure we're ready for something. But I appreciate the conversations I've been having with clients who are preparing for new events or new team members or recognition events or award ceremonies or upcoming conferences. And one of the things you'll laugh is in a couple of weeks, I'll be at my first live conference in 5 years. It's one of the cool parts when I talk with people about events, whether we're showing up virtually or we're showing up online or we're showing up in a hybrid form. And in the process, it's just a process of preparing and kind of changing our insights, kind of changing our approach. And whether we're a little anxious about it, are all the moving parts going to pop up? Are all the team members going to show up? Are the people who register for events or presentations? Or maybe it's your ribbon cutting, and you're just looking to really build community. And in some cases, just for other people, just to really have a chance to show up and support you. But I'm really reminded with In the Air Tonight about that feeling really that everything around us is changing. And some of us embrace it. And on other days, it's there to stretch our comfort zones and to really help us expand our skill sets or who we reach out to today. So Clarina laughed because I really appreciate that she's here today because I'm like, boy, it was so great that Clarine helped me figure out which webcam to get. And now I'll laugh because Clarine's here as I'm making a note to self. Check out the next webcam. But I think just that reminder of just preparing, whether you're preparing for an event or you're preparing for a launch or a presentation or just your next client meeting or, a meeting with your colleagues. Just we have that sense that something is coming, and how we approach it can really determine the energy we bring to it. Are we bringing really great energy, or are we bringing really dialed back energy? We're bringing that sense of reluctance, that sense of caution, that sense of we're not sure. But in a lot of conversations recently, the real reminder that just like the lines of this song, for those of you who haven't had a chance to become addicted to Miami Vice like I was in the early 80s, where Don Johnson and I think it's Philip Michael Thomas, uh, just something kind of cool. And yeah, Clarine's saying it, preparation's key for generating our results. In the process of preparation, we want to prepare our mindsets. We want to prepare our teams. We want to help set expectations, but the acknowledgement that good, bad, or indifferent, something else is coming as we're preparing. And just the consciousness of that, it's sometimes not something that we communicate. It's not in a playbook. It's not something we discuss. It's just, it's kind of like an energy that's in the room. And one of the things I love about this song is getting to that point at the end where Phil Collins just like kicks in with the drums and kind of elevates that song to like a whole new level. It's a real reminder that the vibes we bring, whether they're calm, tranquil, elevated, hyped up, whether something happens behind the scenes, that the change is coming. And we have opportunity to help each other prepare for it, to acknowledge that it's there, and to remember to kind of take the steps together to help others minimize those other emotions or vibes that are in the room that affect the results, that affect the performance, that affect our next steps, and sometimes whether we do something again or not. I was smiling in a recent conversation celebrating the accomplishments of Louisa of maximizing cultural differences, one of our first Possible Live guests, and celebrating her as she was taking new steps towards becoming a LinkedIn top voice. And maybe it doesn't make sense for those of us who aren't yet LinkedIn top voices or who aren't uh, trying to take big steps on a platform to increase our reach, or what I like to call the choice of the voice. how we show up. But in the process of celebrating her success, it's the reminder that the changing of our mindsets, whether it's the reaching for a drink to toast something or someone, and in my case, in the midst of a big health journey, the reminder to stay hydrated. So, somewhere that act of preparation, whether it's listening to a song that kind of changes your rhythm, your vibe, what you're bringing into it. And I appreciate Precious Pitchmaster, who, during the first and only time that I saw her live of a presentation, mentioned listening to music before she made a presentation. Said she had 3 songs. And so I love that songs and music have become a big part of Impossible Live. What I'd like to also encourage you in between watching live, watching replays, and especially those people who are just sending absolute wonderful positive messages, celebrating and saying, hey, I just popped in for a minute and I'm going to pop in for a replay, or there's something I needed to hear today, whatever that is. If in this process of in the air tonight, we could continue to kind of pay that forward. Let someone know that you heard them, you saw them, you felt them. I had an opportunity earlier to call one of my cousins who I adore her, and we have not seen each other in has to be 20 plus years. We're just in different areas. She's an amazing parent of a special needs son. And, we have different lives. We haven't had a chance to connect recently. And today she put something online and it inspired me to pick up the phone and just say, hey, I hear you. Hi, Lisa. How are you? Happy Monday. And thanks and welcome back. Lisa, we're just talking about in the air tonight, that process of anticipation, whether it's sharing the vibe, sharing the energy, sharing an opportunity to help support others, whether it's as they're celebrating something, as they're preparing for a milestone, as they're approaching a transition. And I'm delighted to, and in the process to Gabe, who I have to thank Clarine also for introducing me to years ago, is sharing our upcoming LinkedIn audio and video events in a daily newsletter in a really cool kind of gratitude format of just helping us discover others who are trying to help others solve problems and tune in to support each other. But if you have a chance in the comments, definitely check out Lisa and her upcoming events. Check out Clarine's great events. And Clarine usually has a fabulous LinkedIn update. Uh, kind of, I think it's her LinkedIn news in a Clarine way that kind of just lets us know what's happening. But I think that reminder in the anticipation, is there something we can do to help each other prepare and really show up with the types of energy that we absolutely love? I really love also is that as I'm moving, StreamYard's deciding that it wants to show something else. And I was moving because Martin Stark, who I adore, I'm really looking forward to meeting. Uh, as soon as I think I'm going to see Martin, because really I've been dying to go to Australia. It's on the bucket list. But in our description, Martin put about the anticipation that it provides hope, the energy of excitement. And I absolutely love that. If that's something we could kind of do to help each other pay it forward, to carry it forward, because one of the things I'm cracking up as the more I'm doing trust certifications, and yeah, new one's about to come up, advanced trust facilitator. I have to thank Yvette Bethel of Organizational Soul for really helping me explore through my trust certifications the transparency. But in the process of coaching and working with clients and and kind of getting deeper. We're taking deep dives. And as part of that, it's the real reminder that we're all looking and processing and approaching change from different angles. It's whether we share it or not. It's whether we help each other navigate it or not. And someone said to me, Mel, you're talking so much about energy. You're talking more about style. And I am, Clarine, I really meant it. Um, LinkedIn news in a Clarine kind of way. It is kind of amazing. And it's just like Lisa. Lisa's doing amazing um, audio and lives about helping women navigate menopause. The wonderful people who are around us, who are helping us navigate change. We need to increase our awareness of each other. And it may be just so tomorrow, next week, next month, someone meets an ideal future client, an ideal future collaborator. I was smiling to be on a an audio room where they were talking about collaborations, and I laughed because it was an introvert day, not an ambivert day. So I didn't raise my hand to go on stage. I was in a really cool listening mode. And that's the thing sometimes. We are absorbing, we are just being present and showing up to really support each other. But in that process, we're letting somebody else know that we see them, we hear them, we feel them. And I'm loving this, Jen. Thank you. And I'm really excited because Jen's one of our upcoming guests. And Jen's preparing for a big business change to share with the world and has to keep pausing to recenter to prepare for how this will change her business and her life. And Jen, I really understand you from so many levels, really, because preparing to reemerge as Be Visible Solutions, I'm taking some more time with it and some more care with it and some more energy for how it looks, how it feels, for how much energy my growing team and I, small and mighty, are putting into it to support it. But you really do, we do have to pause to recenter. And I think it's one of the things I love about this song. It's really quiet parts of it where you just hear the music. There's also parts where you just hear the words. And then it kind of pumps up with the type of energy, the kind of vibrant energy that we hope people bring to relationships, that we hope they bring and share into our world. We don't always feel it. We're not always feeling that great energy. My wonderful cousin who put up a message today is not feeling that great energy. So it was an opportunity to pause and pick up the phone and just say, I love you. I care. I hear you. And to remind her in the air tonight, she has a choice, can kind of stay in the present, can dive back into the past, can go forward into the future. I'm having lots of fun with really cool clients about talking about the future. The conference that I'll attend in a couple of weeks is a local conference of Hudson Valley SHRM, and I haven't been to one of their live events in 5 years. And the pandemic changed that. At the same time, grateful for the relationships, the fantastic client, chance to start having a conversation about coaching services and trust certifications and how it can help them open up conversations to create more conversations across generations, across cultures, and across identities. So in the air tonight, there's somebody else, like Jen says, trying to travel some space, trying to figure out where the messages go. And Lisa, I really appreciate you. It is it the being in the listening mode. Uh, it's so important to really absorb, to sometimes just to learn, and yeah, seeing somebody's face in a bubble really can mean the world. That's why I'm teasing Clarine. I'm like, it's time to maybe check into a new webcam. But it's a time also, as Clarine says, it's time for a backup one. So sometimes just the acknowledging, whether we're in listening mode or observing mode, these things are happening to help us update the checklist, to help us support others. I appreciate this webcam not having a kitten this week, because next week I've got a masterclass using a webcam. And 2 weeks after that, we have another one. So for those of you who want to hang out with us and learn more about the creating connections to scale that you'll see we've talked about previously, having a bonus masterclass on style and a bonus masterclass on strategies. And the cool part is creating connections to scale was going to be a beta course. And in the process of continuing interviews and getting lots of feedback, instead, it's going to be a coaching program and a chance to just have great conversations with wonderful people like you. I'd love to continue that. If we haven't spoken recently, reach out. If we haven't spoken at all, send me a message. I would love to connect and learn what's happening and coming for you in the air tonight, or in the air tomorrow, or next week, or next month, or next year. I'm speaking about the master classes because they're coming at a time now in the rebranding when I have the energy to support that. So I'm looking forward to seeing you again live or for replays, whether the webcam is with us or not. And as Clarine would say, Mel will have a new webcam in hand shortly. It'll be a backup. Maybe I'll have two. But I really want to just thank you for joining us today. Thank you for sharing your great vibes. Thank you for sharing your great energy. And thanks for smiles across the miles. Stay safe, stay well, stay inspired, stay in touch, and please have a magnificent day filled with opportunity and possibilities. Take great care. Be well.